everybody, welcome to Mary's Craft Room, Sundays at 7, where tonight we are going to do this beautiful fall card using the Cottage Wreaths bundle. I hope everybody had a great weekend. I did. The weather was beautiful. We were up north. I spent the day at some wineries and just celebrated Halloween with family and friends, and it was just a blast. So I hope you guys were all able to get out, and I just thought it was very fitting that I end the fall season. It feels like winter's right around the corner with a pretty fall card. I'm going to be doing this one for class. I have a fall class on Wednesday. I have different classes throughout. If you do not belong to my email list, please let me know and I will add you on so you know what classes I have going. So I thought the girls would really like this one. It's a different fold for me, which I love. I got it from a swap that I'm in. Whenever the new catalog comes out, there's 6 suites, and I'm in with 5 other ladies in the United States, and we do a suite swap. And one of the girls had in her swap, she had this fold in it, and I thought that was really cute, so I thought I would show it to you tonight. All right, so like I said, we're going to use the Cottage Wreaths bundle, and it has lots of dies, so many dies. Look at all these dies, and that's not everything. I have some on my magnetic easel next to me. All these beautiful stamp sets and dies, and you can do it for Christmas, and you can do it for Halloween and for fall, and you could do a spring one also. I'm going to tell you that I am going to use this same fold, this same idea layout, and I'm going to use it for Christmas one next. So you can find the Cottage Wreaths on page 59 of the mini catalog. It's right here. By buying the bundle, you save 10%, $52 for the bundle for the stamp set and dies. And if you order through me this month yet, we've only got till tomorrow, you'll use this host code for the month. Then I tied in the paper, that foil paper, super pretty, and it's actually out of a Christmas pack. It is out of this one here on page 31. It is out of the foils, the festive, let's see, number 6, the festive foils. So it's a soft succulent, a real red, and a gold color. So the one that I said I'm going to do for Christmas, I'm going to use the real red foil on here, and I'm going to use the 2 greens, the soft succulent and evening evergreen. And I'm going to use the same style, only I'll do a Christmas sentiment and use the same fold. All right, so let's get started on our card. So I have the base is just a little different than what we normally have. Oops, I gotta scroll down here. And the size of this one, guys, is 4 1/4, like I do, but this is 8 1/2, and it's scored at 4 1/4. So we're going to be 4 1/4 by 4 1/4 square. Then when we do our layering, super simple because we just go down 1/4 of an inch each way. So next we're going to do a Cajun craze, and that is 4 by 4. And on top of that, we will put the gold foil, which is 3 3/4 by 3 3/4. So we'll go ahead and get that all together. Put a little tape on there. I like my Seal Plus. Ordered quite a few more, and I ordered the wrong number. I ordered Seal. I'm gonna flip that over so that it looks better. And I ordered Seal instead, which I use, but I really do like Seal Plus better. Just a little stronger hold. All right, now let's put our foil on there and make sure we have it going the right way. I want the dots going up and down. They could go horizontal if you wanted. I just prefer to have them vertical for this particular card. Put that down there. Super easy. And then we'll take, let's see. Oh, I pulled way too many Cajun crazes here. So we'll put the other Cajun craze, we're going to put that, I'm going to tape that up, and we're going to put that right on the bottom. So this weekend when I was up north, I was up by Hatfield, and my sister-in-law and brother-in-law have a place up there. I have never gone to a winery. well, I take that back. I've gone in Door County. But around here, I have never gone to winery, and we spent all day just tooling around yesterday, and it was just so gorgeous, and I had such a good time. Tasted some good wines, had some good food, had lots of laughs, so it was really, really nice. The weather was just gorgeous. Could not complain at all about the weather. All right, now what I want to do is we'll start doing some stamping, okay? So I am going to start with my little sentiment here. I'm going to start with that. And it says, some people just make life better. We're going to do that one in Early Espresso. And what I did was I layered all three colors. So I've got the Mossy Meadow, Cajun Craze, and Very Vanilla. The green, the Mossy Meadow was 1 1/8 by 2 3/8 long. Then the Cajun Craze went down to 1 by 2 1/4, and then the Very Vanilla went down to 7/8 by 2 1/8. So I just went down by 1/8 each time to make this one. And that was just a guess. I started out, I looked at the size of the stamp, and I didn't want the paper to be overpowering the size of the stamp. I wanted it to fit nice. So I just measured it out, and that's what I came up with. So we're going to use the Early Espresso, and we can get that right in the middle there. And it's nice because it is a polymer stamp, so we can see where we're going. And that works out just great. Okay, I'm going to leave the Early Espresso out because I'm going to use it again for the wreath. And the wreath was simply trial and error by me. I didn't know if it was going to turn out the way I wanted, but it did first time out of the gate. So I was very pleased with that. All right. Then let us go on to, hi Lisa, thank you so much. Thank you for joining me tonight. These are some of my favorite colors doing the fall. Oh, just love these colors. It would have been nice this weekend if the colors were at their peak, but they weren't. We were past their peak, but still the weather was just gorgeous. So, all right, so I'm going to put this aside for now, and we are actually going to work on the stamp. And I will show you that I already pre-cut the bow. Is super pretty. There's lots of detail in it. I cut that out of the DSP. I've already done that. That was one of the dies that comes with the set. And then using the stylish shapes, I just got brown all over me. I cut out 2 circles. One I did with vellum because I wasn't sure what did I want that under, and then the other I did with Mossy Meadow. A lot of times when you're not sure what to put under it, try the vellum. It really works. It gives you a layer, but yet it's not so strong that it looks like it needs something else in there. I was afraid if I did Very Vanilla or something like that, it was going to take away from the wreath and it would look like something needed to be stamped in there. All right, so now I just have a scrap that's about 3.5 by 3.5, and I'm going to start layering with my stamp set. So I started with Cajun Craze. Again, wasn't sure how this was going to turn out, but it was so easy and turned out so good. I was really, really pleased. All right, Cajun Craze, down, easy. All right, now we're going to take, it has branches, one that has just twigs or branches in there. We're going to do that in Early Espresso. And there's no rhyme or reason, they fit nice on top of each other. And you could get it exactly the way the center was, but it didn't matter to me. Worked out just fine. All right, I'm going to close up my Early Espresso now. Get that out of the way. I'll need it again later. So now we have this, and I thought, well, that's great, but I need my oranges and yellows in there. So in the stamp set, they have 3 leaves set together. So I just went and tried going around it. Doesn't matter what order you go. I went with daffodil first, and I just laid them right on there. You see just a little color, and you work your way around. on top of everything. I was really pleased with how this worked. You'd think they made this for this reason. They're so smart. Now, really getting pretty already. Color is really nice. I want to wipe that off. And then I'm going to pop the orange in it. Oopsie, sorry about that. Okay, so now we're going to do some pumpkin pie in there. And I kind of look for where I can go kind of in between how the orange or the yellow ones were. And then just work my way around again. And it just really takes on a little life of its own. It fills all the spaces up and it gives you all the fall colors. You could have put a red in there if you wanted to. You could actually throw a little green in also. But these are my colors and I love them. And there we go. So now what we have to do is cut out with the wreath die. So we've got this. And I have to tell you, it's kind of hard to find the edges. I'm sure there's a pattern to it, but I used, instead of looking at the outside, I looked at the inside, and all of a sudden it fell into place. One that looks really right, and then if you look on the edge, look at that. It all fills in there. So I'm just going to step back to my cut and emboss right behind me, so don't shake the table. I'm going to cut that out quick. And by lining it up, it makes it so much easier. It'll look very nice when it's all done. Almost done. And I'm back, and look at that. Looks great. The middle looks right, everything looks good. So now we're going to do some assembly. And let's see. Make sure I've got the right. I've got a little piece to fill in on the inside also. We're going to put this aside for a second. Throw that away. And now I've got my pieces here. So what I did was, close up some ink. I'm going to use some of the glue dots. Sometimes it can be tricky using vellum because you don't want the tape to show. So I'm going to use the glue dots and I kind of watch where they might get covered up. So I went in like 1/4 of an inch around here. And I just put on about maybe like 4 of them. Oh, that one didn't go in far enough. There we go. I just don't want the glue showing, being real obvious. You could probably use your own adhesive and just put a little mark on there also. But this one worked for me. So then I'm just going to center it on the mossy meadow. Like so. And that's where you can see how the glue dots show up. But watch. When we put the wreath over it, they're all gone. So it's good. Oh, and look, my nails match my wreath. Isn't that wonderful? Yes, I picked that color out for the fall. All right, so now I'm going to put some dimensionals on the wreath. We'll pop that up. So as you can see, this is not a difficult set at all. And I'm going to be honest, I was a little intimidated by it. You know, I purchased it anyway, but I was a little intimidated. And now after using it once, oh my goodness, it is so simple. And such great cards you can make with it. All right, so we're going to put this. I've got the dimensionals on there. Let's put that right on there. And then we've got our little wreath. I tried, when I first did it, I tried to pop it up, but then I decided I was going to keep it flat. But you know what? I've got a good spot here. I think I might try and cut just a little piece off of a dimensional and try and pop it up again anyway. Why Why not, right? Let's just see what we can do here. Just use a little scrap. I don't want it to show. So I just thought it would be cute with having a little bit of lift to it. Let's see if it'll work. That's pretty good. Okay, let's see, how do I want it? Nope, I want it kind of like this. Just play around with it. Oh, that worked out nice. Okay, so I've got it popped up a little, and I'm going to give it a little bling. This is the only bling I am putting on the card. Isn't that crazy? I always do more, and I usually put a ribbon on, but I didn't think it needed it. So we will take our metallic dots here that I love, and we'll just put a gold one right in the middle. Gives it even a little bit more dimension. Okay, so we're done with that. Then what we're going to do is you tape about half. Put adhesive on the bottom half of your circle and put it on there. So I'm just laying it down so I've got the right amount there, and down we go. So we put that about like that. Well, let's get our bow straight. That looks good. And now this one is laid flat and this one is popped up, and I really like how the popped up one gives it even more dimension. All right, and then we're going to put dimensionals on the back of the sentiment. We'll put 3 on there. It's pretty wide, so I'm going to put 3 just to make sure it's nice and stable. You could put more bling on if you wanted to, but I honestly, with all the dots from the foil paper, I really didn't think it needed any more bling. I thought it was really good. And now let's just center that in there. And the front is all done. What do you think? Gosh, I just love those colors. But I have my craft area where I have classes is what used to be our dining room. Not that we ever used it as a dining room. And it's got my husband's deer and pheasant hanging in it. So it's always been more woodsy looking with these colors. So these have always been more my favorite colors. It gives it, it's so homey and warm. All right, now, last but not least, we had the little inside. And I didn't want to go crazy with the inside. So all I did was there was 2 little acorns in the set. So I just popped 2 little acorns on there and on the envelope. And I currently forgot to grab an envelope, so that's okay. I'll just do it on the card, and I'll do the envelope after I sign off. All right. So I'm doing that in early espresso, and I love that these are the distinctive stamps. So they have little texture to them already. 1 little acorn there, and 1 above it, and off to the side. And that's all I have. That's it. And like I said, I'll do that on an envelope in a second, and I use the very vanilla envelopes also. Quick and easy card. Of course, I had everything prepped, but to assemble, put together, look at that, 20 minutes, and we are done. I think they are going to love these cards Wednesday night for class. What do you think? I love it. It happens to be one of my favorite fall cards I made this year. I just think it's fantastic. Well, hello, Lori. How are you? It is a good set. I just love it. Thank you so much. I appreciate all the comments. I can't say it enough. I love it. But again, I love these cards. So like I said, I'm going to use the red foil from this packet, and I'm going to use the same design and do this in a Christmas wreath with a Christmas sentiment. So I'll post that when I get it done. But for tonight, here is my fall card, and I hope you guys just love it as much as I do. And I hope it encourages you to get this set. If you had been thinking, I'm not sure, it is really a great set. I cannot recommend it even more. It's just, it's so versatile. I really wish I would have had more time, that I would have done some Halloween ones with the spider. I don't know about you guys, but I never have enough time to do enough stuff with one stamp set. And I buy too many of them. I'm sure you guys do too. I buy too many that I just don't have the time. Maybe with retirement around the corner, that will change. I hope so. So again, thank you so much for joining me. I hope we continue to have some great fall weather for a while, and have a great week. And I'll see you guys next Sunday night with Mary's Craft Room, Sundays at 7. Take care, and thank you again so much for watching. All right, bye-bye.